Lance, the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not meaning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls that are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thursday, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for all things sports related right here in the Panhandle. We're so glad to have you here today on this beautiful, chilly, cold Thursday. But nonetheless, we're excited about it, and we've got a lot to talk about today. Don't forget, you want to be a part of the show, you can be. 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line. Your place for custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. So glad to have Jeffrey with me today. Jeffrey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It was really cold today, though.
It was really cold.
Goodness, yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to get colder.
I know.
Obviously, this is not a weather station, but we can talk about the weather a little bit because there is a chance.
Of snow.
That's
Sunday
correct.
morning.
Sunday morning, Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I'm not a meteorologist, but I think the chances is about 10%.
Yeah,
which
is where you're standing.
Yeah.
It was, what is it, like 0.2 inches? It's something.
I think it's very low.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Your opinion right now on the spot and haven't been discussed. You think there's a greater chance that Miami wins or that it snows?
It snows has a better chance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not very good. That's not a very good chance for Miami.
No, I'm a better broadcaster. I can't even say the word. Not procrastinator. That doesn't sound right.
Meteorologist?
No, projections. Like
Okay.
projector of sports than I am weather any day, though. I'm out of time.
Yeah.
No, there was
Everybody left the Facebook feed.
Wait, what
right
was
now.
that? Oh, yeah. Oh, we used to bet on because I work at the airport. Okay, and there's a plane coming in, and it says a certain time and all that. I'm like, I bet you that plane doesn't make it by 9 o'clock. And I would bet. And there was this guy, and I would beat him every time. And he was, I'm not saying he was poor. He was scraping by, and I wouldn't collect from him not one time. And it was just so funny because I'd win every single bet, and I just didn't even worry about collecting money because, I'd say $20. This plane didn't come in by 9. And, yeah.
Never went and collected.
Never went and collected, and I knew he wasn't good for it because that boy is scraping by on bills, I was like, I ain't worried about it anyway.
That's messed up, Jeffrey.
But it's kind of like bragging rights,
Yeah.
So.
And as always, on a Thursday, we got the Bone Crusher in the building. Bone Crusher.
Dude, what's happening, guys?
We're having a great time. Let me say this. Normally, Brian Austin, Stone Cold Brian Austin would be
Thursday.
here. But he is not here today. Do you know why?
Busy cooking.
Over at Lone Star Boil
Got
House.
that crawfish.
Crawfish is rolling right
Yeah.
now. 6 days a week at Lone Star Boil House right now. And for whatever reason, I don't know why he says this, but Indiana by 17 over Miami.
I said by 20.
So,
And you haven't given us your score yet.
I haven't yet, but I will.
Bone Crusher, when you giving us a score?
I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a shocker here. 42-35 Miami overtime.
Wow.
Miami by 7 in overtime. At least it's overtime, though. Yeah.
Wow.
So wait a minute. You said you're not a betting man.
Right.
Bone Crusher, are you a betting
Carson
man?
Beck is going to drive off in his Lamborghini. Yeah, I'll bet a little bit.
Yeah,
Not
he's
that much.
A little bit.
He'll bet a little bit.
Very little.
I'm just wondering if, if Stone Cold Brian Austin, if he's wrong, and if, just say, for example, not saying that I'm going to tip my hat yet on who I'm going with,
Yeah.
but if mine is closer to being right than his, if I've got a crawfish plate coming in my future on the house. So we'll have to check
You
that.
know how many people live here do not know the term mud bugs. They don't know what it means.
Yeah.
And it means crawfish, obviously.
It means crawfish, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people like, mud bugs, what's that? You know, see it on Facebook all the time for people who live here.
Yeah. Well, the microphone sponsorship is Humbert Auto Repair. Diesel
Well, it's Diesel.
Diesel and
Diesel.
Auto Repair. And they are actually on the Facebook page right now. 21-7 Indiana
21-7.
or 28-14 Indiana. So there you
That's
go.
low scoring.
Christopher Multiconte says 35-7 Canes.
Yeah, I've already heard that.
Well, this is the thing. We will be doing our contest tomorrow, so make sure that you listen up tomorrow. We'll be giving away a $25 gift certificate to the Lone Star Boil House
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday, if you can correctly score. What we're going to do, I want to get it right. I want to give away this prize. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up on Friday's show as well as Monday's show.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it both. Last week we had over 70 people.
What?
For both games.
Oh, for both games.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
I
both
was about
games.
to say.
Yeah.
Because when it came to that Oregon game, we were hovering right at 25, and there's only a couple of people who really, projected like a lot of scoring, like what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And when somebody said 49-42, I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know? And
Somebody
then-
said like 45-3, which was actually not a bad guess, honestly.
Yeah. And then there was a couple of bad people. We're not going to call you out if you picked the wrong team.
Yeah. There was some people
I could
that,
say a couple of names right now because I remember their names.
well, there was a couple of people that got it right if they were just talking about halftime.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was pretty close. But
What was, what's the one I picked that was the opposite? Miami, Ohio State.
yeah.
I said 24-14, and that was the score. But it was Ohio State winning.
No.
It was Miami winning. That's the only time I picked against Miami.
Yeah.
So I guess, how should I say this? I picked Miami 2 of the 3 times, which is kind of strange, but,
It is kind of strange.
I'm doing really well on a college pick'em.
Yeah, you're doing really
But
bad on
NFL. You were like 5-1.
I know.
You were
Yeah.
killing it. Now I was like 3-3, average. Not even average, really. Because we're not even going against the spread. You should have, if it's just straight up bets, you should not be 3-3. And that's what I was this last weekend on NFL. And I think this upcoming week could probably be just as hard because, Broncos, Patriots, and who was the Seahawks? These are crazy teams that we shouldn't be talking about at this point, and the Bears.
We normally don't talk about them. We are going to talk about them heavy today. Today's show is going to be heavy NFL. Obviously, the first segment, we're going to talk about the Indiana-Miami game. And when I started doing some more research and I started really diving into Indiana. And I just looked at the Indiana games that they had close. Now, obviously, September's a long time away. It seems like last year. It really is. But still, when you look at Indiana versus Miami or Indiana versus Iowa, one of their closest games of the year.
Second or third closest.
Second closest.
Actually, probably third because the Ohio State Big Ten championship was a 3-point game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was tied all the way until the fourth quarter.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Iowa.
It was close all the way through.
Yeah, and Indiana scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. Iowa scored 5 points in the fourth quarter. So with all that being said, though, I started looking at some similarities with that game, with the Ohio State game, and as well as with the Penn State game.
Yep.
And some of the things that I found was kind of supports what I was saying yesterday.
Oh.
And it is the fact that if you can run the football against Indiana, that's the key to keeping the score low. And obviously, now check this out. This is what was also significant about the Iowa game and the Penn State game. Iowa had 2 interceptions. Penn State had an interception and a fumble.
Oh, so they capitalized.
2 turnovers in each of those games.
But what did Indiana have?
Indiana had 1 interception against
Penn
State, and they had 1 interception against Iowa. So they had 1 in each of those games. So they had turnovers. And punting, They had 4 punts against Iowa. They had 3 punts against Penn State. And if I'm missing that, if I've swapped it's whatever.
It's not that big of a deal. It's really close.
But
I mean, these are almost mirror games, and we just remember the catch at the end of the game against Penn State, really.
And that's all we think about. Yeah, because nobody really, if you want to be honest, nobody watched that game because everybody was expecting a blowout. Everybody was expecting. They're like, oh, Penn State's going to have a whiteout game against Indiana. It's like, okay, yeah, they're going to lose by 50. James Franklin's gone. Nobody cares. Blah, blah, blah.
I think they were 3-3 at the time.
Yes.
We were writing them off because they lost to UCLA like they did. Penn State, that is.
Yeah.
But I was paying attention to that game. And maybe it was because we had them on the pick'em. And the only thing we had for Indiana as a blowout was that Illinois blowout. I mean, it killed them. Absolutely slaughtered them.
That was the day, I remember when it happened, that was the day when you said, these guys are for real. Because remember, I had really talked about Illinois being such a good team this year. They were going to really make the turn. Brett Bielema is a good coach. He's proven himself as being a good coach. And they absolutely curb stomped them. I mean, they whooped them really from the front to the back. And they made that game a point game. They made that point to put everybody on, let them know that everybody, hey, Indiana's for real.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was the game because if you remember, Illinois was undefeated as well.
Yeah.
They were ranked in the top 15. I can't remember.
I think they were like
10.
11th.
Yeah, they were really close to the 10. And then they beat them that bad, and they didn't stop. They put their foot on the gas, and they kept going. Like Mendoza was playing in the fourth quarter. They wanted to make a statement. And they did make a statement, and everybody's eyes started opening, and they're like, well, you had both sides of the story. You had people saying, oh, yeah, they're for real. They're legit. They're going to be back. And then you had some that's like, well, it's Illinois. Was they really that good? And then now here we are later on, and now we're talking about being the top 1 or 2 finisher in the whole thing. I mean, which you'd think Indiana's going to win, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Like if you had money, I mean, I think I saw a couple $100 just sitting out of your pocket earlier. You should go ahead and put that. You should go ahead and put that. You should go ahead and put that in there. I mean, he's rolling it out. So I mean, if he's a man of his word, I mean, there's
I got
200
2 guys in this room, and nobody wants to take me. What's going on?
Franklin's in the hand. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's bet
Must have been payday or bills are due, something.
Throw it.
But
he collected on those bets from the guy at the airport.
You finally got the money.
Finally got that money.
Finally. But seriously though, when you look at this game, Miami's going to have to be intentional about what they're going to do. And I don't know what Shannon Dawson's thinking. I don't have any idea. I'm not tied to the program at all. But I would say that if you look at those teams, even the Ohio State game, there was a closeness that Ohio State, they didn't rush the ball as well as they should have. They didn't run as well against that defense that really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But if they can rush for over, and like I said, the number's 150 yards. If they can rush over 150 yards, if they can actually run the ball like they did against Ole Miss, that's where you're going to have an opportunity to win this football game. And as low-scoring game as you can have, it's going to tilt towards Miami the best way.
Absolutely. 100%.
Because Miami doesn't score quick. They're a methodical scoring team.
Yeah.
If you look at it, they're going to run, they're going to dink you, they're going to throw one. One of their playmakers is Malachi is going to make a play. They're going to get a first down. They're going to get to third down. It's manageable. The other thing that I saw in those 3 games that Indiana struggled was the fact that their third down percentage was really bad, like 3 and 15, 6 and 19, 7 and 19.
Yeah.
That was the number. And there was a couple of times where they went for fourth down and did not get it. Yeah. So, and those are the things. I didn't go back and watch the film, so that could have been, inside their 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever. And it's just no harm, no foul. If you don't make it, you at least get good field position for your defense.
All right, we're not going to talk about turnovers, but we're going to talk about penalties. Holding the flag and not throwing it. You're kind of for it, right? Let the boys play. Let the boys play.
I am, but the game with
Ole
Miami
Miss?
and Ole Miss, there was a lot more flag throwing. It wasn't as bad as the first few games that I actually liked.
Yeah, and I felt like Ole Miss was benefiting from it. And me pulling for Ole Miss because my daughter goes there, It's not because it's SEC. I mean, I am partial to the team or whatever, but it was keeping Ole Miss in the game. And that 17-13 should have basically just never have even happened as a halftime score. And the penalties are definitely keeping them in there. And just like you say, you could call a penalty on almost any play, every play.
Yeah, because the way, okay, so holding as it is written in the rule books is if you get outside of the pads. And if you watch, they're here almost every play. They're not so big that if their arms are outside of their own shoulders, that's holding.
Yeah.
And I mean, every play, there's somebody holding, whether it's defense or offense, somebody is, and there could be a flag.
And it's not just the line, defensive backs.
It's defensive backs.
And the wide receivers, and the tight end.
And as well as when you look at pass interference, whether it's on offense or defense, defensive pass interference is a little bit easier to find. Offensive pass interference is not so much because they only talk about if that arm extends. Well, if you're here, that arm's not extended, but if it's here. So we're talking inches from being able to be called or not be called. And it's really, when you look at it as a whole, it's going to be a bang-bang situation. And if you've never called a game before, you don't understand how quick it happens. And you don't really know when you call it, but you better be ready to call it if you see it. Now, the egregious ones, I'm for them calling it. The ones where they're both hand fighting, I say let them play.
Well, there's a certain amount that you can allow. Like with that Miami Ole Miss, that there was some Ole Miss people whining about that last play.
Right, of course.
And I mean, the Miami guy obviously was doing it.
Yeah.
And then the Ole Miss guy, he just extended and
he bought his hand.
The knuckles.
Yeah.
The white knuckles. Yeah. And as soon as he did that, that's what, and it really wasn't that much of an elbow extension that he did on him.
Right.
It was just enough, though.
Yeah.
But I don't agree. When it was completely lopsided and obviously the ball was catchable, I believe sometimes you have to throw it.
Do you want more of let them play, or are you more about make sure that we're 50-50? Because sometimes those numbers get skewed.
Yes, and that's what happened with Ole Miss. They were getting a lot of calls in their
crucial times.
In their benefit, okay? At crucial times, keeping drives alive or even stopping one Miami drive.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was keeping the game close. And I could see something like, I've seen it happen 1,000 times, and not just football, but basketball too.
Yes.
You get a couple of calls to keep it close, and then there's just no avoiding it. A team pulls away, and then they're like, yeah, these penalties aren't even going to stop us, And then there's other games where the momentum swings, and then you're like, holy cow, what the referees just did just changed this whole outcome of this game.
Yeah, and that's what you don't want. That's what I don't want. I don't want it to be, oh, well, if you look at the end of the game, it's going to be 7-7 and blah, blah. No, because those 5 that you called for what said team, it could have been to keep the drive alive, keep the score close.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know as well as I do, everybody does want a close game that's not a fan of either team. Like when I'm watching my game, a lot of times my wife, she'll watch it with me, and she's like, "Oh, I just want to see a good game." I don't. I want 100-0, and I want to be good by the third or fourth quarter that I know we're going to win, and I'm good with it.
Did your jaw drop at 35-7 against Oregon for Indiana? Because mine did.
No, mine did not.
Oh, really?
Well, if you remember, we talked about the Oregon team. I tell you what,
but 35-7 at halftime.
Oregon was not very good. They wasn't very good against Texas Tech. They had a few things that went their way.
And then James Madison the second half.
Yeah, but Texas Tech was awful on offense in that game. I mean, if they could have just ran the ball 3 times and punted, they would have done better than throwing 4 interceptions.
But 35-7, man, that's like a final score. It's not a halftime score.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I know, but I'm just saying, to me, Oregon was never the team that everybody... I felt like Oregon was just like the Alabama team. everybody was still banking on, well, that's still Alabama. No, it's not. It's not the same Alabama. Well, that's Oregon. No, it's not. It's not the Oregon you think it is. It's not the Oregon that we've seen in the past. It's not that fast, quick, can run 50,000 plays within 10 seconds. That's not them. Ole Miss was them. This year, but Oregon wasn't Oregon. Oregon was somebody else. Yeah. And honestly, Dante Moore, which I'm glad somebody got in his ear to let him stay to be another, because I really don't think he was going to get drafted second anyway. They said he was going to go to the Jets. I'm thinking Justin Fields is better than him right now. So why would you even go with him? And you didn't even start Justin Fields anymore after he started playing for you. So why get a lower version of Justin Fields and pay him money and think he's going to come in and be able to change your franchise? You're just going to see another coach get fired. I mean, really, when you look at that. But either way, I will say this, that when you look at this game, a lot of people want to see Indiana win. Almost all of America wants to see Indiana win. It's shocking to me. Everybody is flabbergasted by this Kirk Cignetti. They love him. The media loves him. The broadcasters love him. I mean, how many games have we watched him now? Because at the beginning of the year, we didn't see Indiana on TV. We just saw them win. We just saw the highlights on ESPN at night or something like that. And now when you watch their game, they show him more than they do Mendoza. They show close-ups on him because of his facial expression. And he's playing into the game. I mean, why not? That's a marketing tool. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's becoming the face of college football. Now you've got people, because of 2 years. He's had 2 years where he's made the playoff. Now he's finally in the championship. Yeah. You've got people arguing on TV, arguing online, saying that he is the greatest football coach in college football right now. He's the best one.
Over Kirby Smith.
Over
with 2 titles in hand.
That's already
and
won.
Dabo Swinney, 2 trophies in hand.
Right. And they made the playoffs so many times. And they played the tougher schedule. And they played. But there's people that are so enamored by Kirk Cignetti that, like, everybody, they're even saying that Kirk Cignetti, because he's from Pennsylvania, should go coach the Steelers. Already. Go coach the Steelers, trade away this, that, and trade away Mike Tomlin's contract to
Indiana. Tomlin goes to Indiana. Trade
it to Las Vegas Raiders for the #1 draft pick. Mendoza gets drafted #1, and Kirk Cignetti is his coach at the Steelers.
Oh,
and then
my goodness.
The rest will be history.
Who is that? I think Jimmy Johnson. I think he was still with the Cowboys. No, that Walsh was the quarterback at the Hurricanes. Did he get drafted by the Cowboys? Was Jimmy Johnson still the coach of the Cowboys?
I'm not sure if he was or not.
Yeah, he got drafted.
I know he got drafted by somebody, but
no, he got drafted by the Cowboys. But I don't remember if Jimmy Johnson was still there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think he was gone. But either way,
anyway. But I've never seen a coach somebody in college and in the pros. And maybe like a different position, like Saban went to the Dolphins. I'm sure he got an LSU person at some point, or even a Michigan State guy. Who knows? But he didn't last but 2 years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, this whole thing with Cignetti, I get it, and it's good for the college game. But let me ask you this: if somehow, some way, Miami upsets them, and
I'll apologize.
Is he still the best college coach in America? Like,
no. I mean, it depends how many turnovers happen.
Yeah, well, I know that, but I'm just saying, if he doesn't win,
if he doesn't win, no, he's not.
I mean,
you don't have the brass.
But then let me ask you this: what if the quarterback next year doesn't do as good as Mendoza, and they don't make it back to the playoff? I think there's a lot of things.
Yeah, no, then that's a really big fall off.
Well, we're big into pushing people with frequency bias.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is frequency bias. Yeah. What have you done for me lately? What is this, that, the other? So that's really where Cignetti has really stepped into being this, everybody knows his name now. Nobody knew it to begin the season.
No.
Nobody did.
Not even at James Madison did anybody know who he was,
No, not at James
And the
Madison.
only reason why we know Napier's at James Madison is because he was coach of Florida.
Yeah. He was more popular than Cignetti was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because of bigger program. But either way, we're going to go take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more about this. And we got to get to the NFL playoffs. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T Studio Line. ESPN Northwest Florida. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Let's check in with Andre in the ATL. Hello, Andre. Good afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, Coach Feinbaum? Sound like you're a little bit under the weather cheering for them Ole Miss Rebels from Oxford, Mississippi, Coach. Is that true?
Had a little bit too much hotty-toddy last night out in Phoenix.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. The rest of the day, sunshine and 49 with a blustery wind out of the northwest at 14 miles per hour. Tonight, a wind around 6 miles per hour coming out of the north and clear skies with lows around 36. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 61. Moving into Saturday, about the same with a high of 63 and lightly raining. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Time to live life grand at the new Point Grand Panama City apartment home. Now leasing spacious 2-bedroom apartments at Point Grand, featuring high-end interior and modern amenities like a relaxing pool, 24-hour gym, and on-site pet spa. Pet friendly at Point Grand. No breed restrictions, no weight restrictions. Come on over and tour the brand new Point Grand and bring your buddy. 723 West 19th Street, Panama City. Pop in now. 723 West 19th Street.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
The College Football Playoff National Championship. The magical run by the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes continues.
There's no bad play, no bad call, no injury that we can't overcome.
When they faced a top-ranked and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
All I can say is go IU!
Coverage starts Monday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl, your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle. It is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the most opinionated sports talk show on the Panhandle. This is the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. So glad to have you joining on this brisket Thursday afternoon. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line, your place for the custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. Look them up on Facebook and on internet. But either way, let's talk about something that we did not get a chance to talk about yesterday. The 2026 College Football Hall of Fame inductees were announced. And we're going to go through these, and I want to see if you remember some of these guys. I want you to tell me if you remember them. I know you'll remember some of them because they're about your age. But anyway, we'll definitely look at some of those.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I will retract my statement yesterday about Mark Pope.
Yeah.
I said he's your age. Guess what?
He's your age.
He's a few months older than me.
There you go.
He was in grad school when they won the title.
Oh, wow. I
had
didn't know
no idea that was the thing. I thought he was just like my age.
Yeah.
Or your age, I should say, younger.
Which I'm I'm way younger than you, so.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, but I'm prettier. Oh, no.
Depends on who you ask.
Now your wife's texting.
He's not.
He's not. It's you.
All right, so here we go. Jerry Azuma, running back, 1995 to 98, University of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Kajana Carter, Penn State running back, I remember him.
Yeah,
Bruce.
so he got drafted first round by the Saints.
Really?
And then he messed. No, I'm sorry. By the Bengals. I'm sorry. By the Bengals, and he messed up his knee in the camp.
Yeah.
And so he didn't get to play his first season, and then he started playing a little bit, and then he went to the Saints after the Bengals.
Yeah. So Kajana Carter, and you had Blair Thomas. They used to be running back you a little bit. They had Larry Johnson, Blair Thomas, Kajana Carter.
And then Wisconsin took over.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Bruce Colley, offensive tackle from the University of Texas at Arlington.
He was a lineman. And
George Cumbie, 76 to 79.
Before my time.
Oklahoma.
Before my time.
Aaron Donald, 2010 and 13.
See, I didn't remember him being so dominant in college.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't remember
No, I don't remember that.
It wasn't like a big deal. Marvin Harrison, Syracuse. He wasn't as dominant either. And it's just, it makes you wonder. It does make you wonder.
So here's the crazy part is, I think he got to play with, not Raghib Ismail, his little brother, the missile. Quadre Ismail.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he got to play with him for like a year because he was a wide receiver and return man for Syracuse at that same time.
Yeah.
So, no, Harrison wasn't that good at Syracuse. And that's when I was in college.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Garrison Hurst, I do remember him at the University of Georgia.
Yeah.
He was great. He was really good.
He was really good.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and then Chris Hudson, don't know him that much, defensive back from Colorado.
And that's, again, when I was in college.
Don't remember him. Mark Ingram, Alabama, Heisman Trophy winner.
Who's that?
National champion.
In 09.
Yes.
Only one time.
Right, but still.
And then he was there for the kick six.
I think he lost one game those first 2 years. I think he was only there for 2 years, right?
No, 08. 09 and 10.
Okay, yeah. So he was.
So 08 was when Florida won, right?
Right. We lost in the SEC championship, and then we went on to play Michigan State in the bowl game and beat them like 100-2. And then that was back in the
that was very beginning of Saban.
That was back in the old days where you lose at the end of the year, you're out. Like you only had one chance to win a national title.
I'm going to have to look up whether y'all only lost one game that year.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look it up.
And then the next year.
09, y'all won it all.
Won it all.
Uh-huh.
And then the following
10 was
year,
the kick. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a kick six. It was the Cam Newton by 1 point.
By 1 point. Yep. Touchdown
that
in the
close.
end zone.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. To 3. That close to 3 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
If you look it up, go look it up. Yeah.
True.
Olin Kreutz, I remember him at Washington because he went on to have a great career in the pros.
I don't remember him.
James Laurinaitis, which is Ohio State University linebacker.
Oh, I do remember him now.
You remember Laurinaitis?
Yeah. And
what's so
let me tell you what's so
crazy about
special
him?
about that time that Ohio State was there. Hype. And Florida beat him by like 20.
Yeah,
LSU got him in a national title game. I can't remember if we won by 20 or we won by 14, but he lost 2 national titles.
Yeah, he did.
And that's not good. And there was one of those years, I think it was when Florida won. Ohio State was undefeated, Michigan was undefeated, and they were calling that the game of the century.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turned around. Ohio State won that game by, I think it wasn't that close of a game. They ended up winning by 3 points over Michigan, but most of the game they had like a 10 or 14-point lead. Okay. Then they go play Florida, and just Florida curb stomped them. Just killed them.
Yeah.
I mean, just slaughtered them. And it was like, oh, the game of the century was with this team? No, come on, man. It's all the media hype.
It was big-time hype. Do you know anything else about James Laurinaitis that's very significant?
Is a beer named after him?
No.
What is it?
Were you a wrestling fan or not?
Oh, no.
His daddy.
Oh, yeah?
Was a part of the Legion of Doom, which was Hawk and Animal.
Okay.
Of the World Wrestling Federation. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. His daddy was Animal. And big deal. So, that's a big deal.
Yeah, he went around telling everybody, my dad's Animal. What?
Yeah. But, like, they were the ones that wore the shoulder pads with the spikes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. With Paul
and you know what? That's theatrics. That's great marketing.
Yeah, they did a really
because I remember it right now, and I wasn't even a wrestling guy.
Yeah. Jordan Lynch, Northern Illinois University. Wow. Herman Moore, University of Virginia. Good player. Turned out to be a really good wide receiver for the Lions.
Yeah, for the Lions, yeah.
He was good.
He had another guy in the Lions at the same time. They had 2 wide receivers that they were thrown to. Yeah.
But Herman Moore was really good. I remember.
Oh, yeah, he was good. But in college, though? No.
I don't remember him in college either. Terrence Newman, Kansas State. He was a cornerback for the Cowboys for several years.
For the Cowboys. Oh, yeah. I remember him now. Okay.
And Bob Novogratz, United States Military Academy. And then Ndamukong Suh. Now, he was dominant in North Nebraska.
Oh, my God.
He was unblockable.
He was.
He really was.
Did they beat the Longhorns? Or no, I think they lost to the Longhorns in a Big 12 championship. I remember that one, that specific game. But he was just disruptive.
Oh, he was more than disruptive. He would eat you up, and he was mean.
Oh, yeah. And it carried on right into the pros.
Obviously, he showed that.
And, he played for my team, the Dolphins, and I already hated him because he would stomp on you, and he would kick you, and he
was definitely dirty.
He would. I did not like him, and then he went to my team, and I was like, oh my God, do I have to cheer for this guy?
But he was a dominant fixture at Nebraska.
Physical.
I mean, he went on to be invited to the Heisman. I mean, he was in for the Heisman that year, his senior year.
I thought you were going to say he went to therapy. He needed it.
I'd say. Peter Warrick.
Oh, yeah.
Florida State.
Absolutely. I'm not pandering to the local crowd here, but Peter Warrick, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was great.
He was really good. He was really good at stealing T-shirts, too. I think he got in trouble for stealing clothes at a shopping
that is
mall.
So strange.
Yeah. But, yeah, Peter Warrick was legit. He was really good. He was one of those guys, like, if he would be playing right now, he would be more valued because they throw to the slot more because he was more of a slot guy. He was more of a guy you could run him out of the backfield, throw it into the into the slant or whatever.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm finished.
Florida State, all time, all over the place. Doesn't matter what position. Who's your favorite player of all time from Florida State? And it sounds crazy because I have this one guy that I remember back in the 90s that I really liked.
Warrick Dunn.
Mine's Amp Lee.
Mm-hmm. I remember him.
And I'm not snubbing, Charlie Ward or work done, back in the 90s and all that, because that was kind of my time, in college. But Amp Lee, man, he was electric.
Yeah, he was.
He was exciting, and I was not a Seminole fan. And they came into Death Valley and beat us. And that, I was like, oh my God, please just stop this, because of the whole game. They wouldn't stop.
I wasn't a big fan. I didn't necessarily like Bobby Bowden. I didn't like, all of that. But let me give you a pretty cool programming note for next week. We do have Bobby Bowden's son.
Oh, yeah.
Not Terry.
Not Terry, but Tommy.
Tommy Bowden coming on the show next week. So we're going to talk a lot about
Terry was late 80s, early 90s Auburn coach.
Yes.
And then Tommy, I'm trying to remember all the schools he went to.
He was at a lot, but he went
Clemson
is what I
Tulane. He was at Tulane before that. And I can't remember where else he went. Yeah, he was around a while.
Yeah, so we're going to have him on the show next week. That'd be kind of cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Sure. Definitely. But Peter Warrick, again, one of those guys that if he could play now, he would probably be just blowing it up.
Evans for the Bucks, possibly?
No, Peter Warrick was more of Evans will stretch the field.
Yeah.
Warrick is more like, a slant guy like Hill. He's like
Tyreek Hill,
or Jalen Waddle type guy. Bless you. Eric Weddle, University of Utah.
Don't remember him.
I don't either, because I was thinking that was Waddle from LSU. But not the same guy. But either way,
he was a Dolphins too.
Yep. Go through the coaches: Jim McGrath, John Hopkins, Gary Patterson. We know him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
TCU.
You know what was weird about Patterson though? When he stepped down at TCU, you know where he went?
No.
To the Longhorns to be an advisor,
an analyst.
And I was like, how can you do this? Come on, man.
And then Chris Peterson.
You're TCU famous, and you're going to go to Texas and be an advisor?
This must really...
That irks me.
Yeah,
that's like Urban Meyer. I'm going to be an advisor at Michigan. No, you can't do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Chris Peterson, we know him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I was surprised. I was thinking, honestly that Peterson would go to the booth for a year or two at the most, and then we would see him come back on the scene at a bigger school. I thought maybe a Florida, an Alabama. I thought an SEC school for sure, like a big name school, because I mean he just left. I mean he left, and that was and I don't know. I always thought he was going to come back and do something because he was the one that really got it all started, got the party started up there in Boise. I mean he really was the one.
Yeah.
And then he went to Washington and done really good there too. So Ken Sparks, don't know much about him because that was back at Carson Newman. So I know that they had a pretty good run up there.
I think they're like a Division II.
Yeah. And they had a good run.
But 36 years of coaching, man. Hats off when you do something like that at one school.
Yeah.
And even if it is Division II, I get it. But, you know.
Let me ask you this. The criteria is 10 years.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that was on the ballot that did not get selected that you would think that would have?
Well, I mean, Cam Newton, and you know, it's been 15 years because it was 2010, you know, and that was his last year at Auburn. I mean, his only year at Auburn. And to have it not delayed, that they didn't even put him on the list for a few years, 4 or 5 years or whatever it's been, and then now he goes on it and he's not in. On the first ballot, insanity. That's just crazy. And there's players on here, I'm like, who are these guys? I was alive when these guys were playing, you know? Yeah. I mean, I get linemen, safeties, you know, and everything, you know, maybe not as flashy and everything. But Cam Newton, man, there's no 1 year flash that equals him. And you know, Vince Young, you saw him coming. The year before, he went down to the Fiesta Bowl. He beat the Texas Longhorns. Yep. That was completely memorable. Completely memorable. He was definitely on the rise. You could see him coming. But you still thought USC was the team that year, and he took them out. Yeah. And that was a great year. Don't get me wrong.
Almost single-handedly.
Yeah. Well, Deshaun Watson for Clemson, again, almost single-handedly took down Alabama. Almost.
Right.
I mean, Clemson had a good team, but he was phenomenal.
But you saw him coming.
Yeah, you saw him coming.
Cam Newton, only the Florida people knew what they had. And had not Cam Newton messed up, they were going to have a problem there because he had a stronger arm than Tim Tebow.
Yeah. And then you have, you know, who are you going to play?
Yeah.
You know, controversy.
Let me say this. I'm going to make a statement right now.
Go ahead.
Cam Newton, 2010.
Yeah.
If he was allowed, if he was allowed to time travel and come to this year's college football, he would probably still win the Heisman Trophy. And whatever team he was on, if you gave him a top 25 team, there's a chance.
Top 25 team? A chance?
He takes it all the way. That's how good he was.
Yeah,
top 3 in the history of college football players to ever play the college football game. And it pains me to say it because I can't stand Auburn.
Yeah.
But Cam Newton, probably 1, 2, or 3 best player to ever play college football. College football. I don't care what he's done later.
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm just going to say as a quarterback, I'm going to limit it.
Every team he played on, he guaranteed 8 or 9 wins as long as he was healthy. If you placed him on any top 25 team this year, they immediately make the playoffs.
And think about it. The success of the Carolina Panthers. There was only one other year actually maybe 2 other years. One was in the 90s in the very beginning, and another one was when they had that quarterback from Delhomme, right? Jake Delhomme. Other than that, Panthers really haven't been successful except for Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And repeatedly, they were repeatedly winning that division.
And that style of play just doesn't correlate. What he did at Auburn, what he was doing there with Gus and all that, it doesn't correlate as much during the times that he was playing. It does now, but the wear and tear on your body just really doesn't. And he was such a monster of a man. And strong and fast and had a big arm, all of the things. Like Cam Newton, top 3 to me as far as it goes. I mean, and really, when you look at it, it's unfair for Because he was so big and he was so fast. Like, he could get the edge on you, but he could also run over you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was very unfair at times.
Yeah, I mean, there's other people that pop into my head when I think of Cam Newton, and one of them that came right after that was RG3. And the guy was a track star. He was fast, and he was elusive, did not have that strong arm that Cam Newton had, obviously. But I just wonder if he wasn't at Baylor,
But he had a great wide receiver that ended up getting drafted in the first round as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you can't name a wide receiver that Cam Newton played with at Auburn right now.
Yeah, I can't. I'd have to go look it up, and then I might be remembering who it was.
But I'm just saying, like, dominant.
Yeah.
Dominant.
Yeah.
But either way, we got to take our next break, and when we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more of this. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. The Matt Stafford, Drake May MVP, and it's down to those two. Folks, I don't think it's terribly close. 13 of 14 New England wins were against teams with losing records. The best team New England played was Buffalo, and they don't have a good defense. Sorry, I got to go with Matt Stafford.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Short-term rental owners, are you getting the income your beach property should be earning? At Ocean's Door Getaways, we help owners increase revenue while removing the stress of day-to-day management. From dynamic pricing and 5-star guest experiences to hands-on local care, we do it all. Ocean's Door Getaways is offering a free rental income analysis and strategy call. Call now, 850-308-5494. Ocean's Door Getaways, 850-308-5494.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
The College Football Playoff National Championship. The magical run by the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes continues.
There's no bad play, no bad call, no injury that we can't overcome.
But they faced a top-ranked and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
All I can say is go
IU. Coverage starts Monday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your put-downs, smackdowns, and shutdowns.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
It's a Trash Talk Thursday on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for all things sports related right here in the Panhandle. If you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. The Red 7T's phone line is active and ready to go. You know what? We got a phone call right at the break, and it's pretty awesome. Big Nate called in, and Nate... Now, this is what was awesome about it. He had 1% left on his phone. Am I getting this story right, Bone Crusher?
Yeah.
He had 1% left on his phone. He could not allow his phone to die. He didn't have enough charge to stay on the line to talk. But he used his last 1% to call in on the show and wanted to hear what we thought about Cam Newton versus Michael Vick in college.
1%. He could have called his wife and said, I love you, but he called us.
He called us instead. So thank you, Big Nate. You know what? Michael Vick and Cam Newton both changed the spectrum of what Hokies and Tiger football meant for that generation, that time. And he will go down as the greatest player to ever play or to ever play for Virginia Tech, period. Now, there will always be the Bo Jackson, Cam Newton reference. Who's the greatest Auburn Tiger? Most will say Bo Jackson. Some will say Cam Newton, but who knows? But, Jeffrey, during the break, I asked you to look up the numbers. What did Mike Vick do in college? Tell me.
Well, he won games, but he didn't put up numbers.
So the numbers wasn't as big as making sure they won the football games.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of rushing yards.
Yeah.
But as far as passing went, I mean, he had 1,800 and 1,400 in 2 different seasons at Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
But his first game, he went into the game and he scored 3 rushing touchdowns, and he did a flip.
I remember.
He came down on his ankle wrong. But, I mean, he carried a team that had never seen the light of day of the national championship.
Right.
And then went played Florida State, and they lost 46-29, you know. So Florida State put a lot of points on the board, you know. He just couldn't keep up and all that.
But he was a one-man show there.
He was a one-man
show. He took them single-handedly by himself to the
his
championship.
rushing yards in his 2 seasons at Virginia Tech, 580 and 636, with 8 TDs and 9 TDs rushing.
Yeah, 17 touchdowns total in 2 years. That's pretty good on the ground.
As a quarterback.
As a quarterback.
I mean,
which was unheard of except for what Eric Crouch and those guys did up there in Nebraska. Tommy Frazier, all those guys. They were doing that.
They had a lot of option. And you know what's funny? I heard them talking about the option. I think I heard you talking about the option recently. And y'all scoff at the option. How can you do 4th and 1 and have the option play? And I love the option back in the days, man.
It's a jet sweep, though.
It's a jet sweep.
But it's a little different than the regular option because you're not running down the line of scrimmage. The jet sweep is just a toss, and then you're trying to spread out and get to the edge, kind of like what they do in Little League football.
Yeah, I love the option, man.
I don't.
And we ran it as a kid.
I don't. I don't like it at all.
I liked it.
I don't.
And
I like sending that fullback, hitting that defensive end or that cornerback that's stepping up to take on that block.
No, we would shift it and everything, and I didn't play quarterback. I played, running back, and so he would pitch it to me. I loved it. Just take off the side.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 17's phone line. We've got Gator Jamie on the line. Gator Jamie, how you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, boys. How are y'all?
We're doing fantastic. What you got for us?
Hey, man, I just wanted to add a name to the list of you're talking about great college players and great college seasons. I just had this debate with my son. That's why I have these stats fresh in the dome here.
Mm-hmm.
But Barry Sanders in 1988.
Yeah.
In 11 games, he rushed for over 2,600 yards.
Wow.
3,200 all-purpose yards with 39 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is not a better football season than that. There has never been.
No, you're right.
Not by the numbers. Not by the numbers, anyway.
And that's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said Cam Newton as a quarterback is a top 3 of all time. As far as just a single season. But you're right. Barry Sanders, that is number 1. It doesn't matter what position you're talking about. All positions, he's the best ever.
When I told my 21-year-old son, I knew the stats. I knew the rushing yards were, over 2,500. Mm-hmm. And when I told my son that, he was like, "That's not right. That's not true." I'm like, "Wait a minute. We gotta Google it," because he didn't even believe that it was even possible. And I was like, "Wait, I think he played 10 games back then too."
Yeah.
But it was 11 games. So.
Yeah. And could you imagine that the year before he was sitting behind Thurman Thomas? Like he was the backup?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine telling that guy, "Nah, you sit the bench, kid.
There's
this other guy."
There's only 2 running back rooms that have ever been better than that. And there's a few years ago when Bama had it, like 9 years ago, I guess it was. And then the Miami 01 year when Clinton Portis and everybody was back behind. I mean, those are the top 2 running back of all time. But that one is probably easily top 4. Yeah.
I lost y'all. If y'all can hear me, I can't hear y'all.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good. But yeah, you're exactly right. Barry Sanders, probably the best ever. I mean, really, because with those numbers, I don't think we'll ever see that again.
I'd have to look up OJ because he had some serious numbers at USC, and then Eric Dickerson at SMU. He had some serious numbers there too.
Yeah, but Eric Dickerson had the other guy with him.
James.
I can't remember the white guy's name.
Craig James.
Craig James.
Craig James.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, he was kind of splitting carries, and so. But I think Barry Sanders, nobody must have touched the ball but him the whole season.
And then Chris on Facebook said that another thing about it is that Barry's numbers in the bowl game didn't even get counted either.
So yeah, he was probably over 3,000 then.
Yeah, exactly, no doubt.
So who reminds you of Barry Sanders?
Today?
No, actually, any year, because there's one player that I always think about at that same time with Barry Sanders, but you could be talking about right now.
Darren Sproles kind of gave me the Barry Sanders vibe back when he was young and healthy, because he was just so jittery and so hard to touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good observation. He caught a lot more passes than Barry did, but yeah, he was so hard to tackle. He could cut on a dime as well.
Yeah, just with the ball in his hand, he was just so slippery.
You know, I'm not a big fan of this person personally, and I didn't really like the teams that he played with, but Emmitt Smith, I mean, his cuts were pretty impressive.
Well, Emmitt was just a beast.
Yeah, he was like a bowling ball.
I hated the Cowboys, and he killed my Commanders, my Redskins. But killed my Redskins. You know, year after year, we had to watch it, and him being a Gator, it hurt. It hurt double. You know.
Yeah. Do you think, being a Gator fan, do you think Tim Tebow's your best Gator of all time?
Yeah, you got to go Tebow.
Yeah.
I mean, just from what he means to the program. You know what I mean? Maybe not the best actual football player. We've had so many great defensive players that come through that you could argue that probably a defensive lineman. But Tebow, just what he means to the program, you know, just the legend and the lore of Timmy T, man. He's got to be the man.
Yeah, no, you're right. I still think he got shafted in the league. I think he could play right now. His style of play would work better now than it did back then, but...
Absolutely. Back then, everybody was still looking for Peyton Manning. They weren't looking for, you know.
Well, the irony of the fact is that Tebow, they went. I think it was 8-8, or I think it was 8-8. Maybe not. Maybe it was 9-7. The Broncos did, and Tebow's last year there. Okay, and he won a playoff game. And you know what Peyton did the next year when he took over? He didn't win a playoff game. He was out in the first round. And I'm not saying. I guess I'm just saying results, really. Give me, you know, what did you do this year compared to last year? And that's what the Broncos didn't do. They didn't win a playoff game.
The only thing I would say about that is if the league had one more year to watch what Denver was doing, they would not have had any level of success with Tebow. And I love him, but, you know, he just didn't have it. You know, he wasn't an anticipation thrower, and that was his biggest thing. He had to see it open before he let it go, and then his release wasn't fast enough. For it to happen in the NFL. He just didn't see it well enough.
They wanted to win. They wanted to win games in college and in high school with him and his style of play. Not that the running didn't work, but the way his release was, nobody fixed his release, and that really stinks that they didn't develop him. But either way, thank you so much for the call. We do have to go to our next break. When we come back, it's time to talk about the NFL and those New York Giants. Giant fans, where you at? You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text him now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The AFC divisional round matchup features the Buffalo Bills at the top-seeded Denver Broncos. Denver comes in rested and ready to go after a first-round bye and boasting a ferocious pass rush that has generated the fifth most sacks in NFL history. Coverage starts Saturday at 2:30. Kickoff at 3:30 on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 60.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday evening. As we head into tonight, clear skies and a low of 35 with a light wind out of the north at 6 miles per hour. For tomorrow morning, sunshine and a temp near 55. In the afternoon and evening, partly sunny and a high around 62. For Saturday, light rain and a high of 63. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish, Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597. That's 850-896-6597. And online at wheelhousedba.com.
GSX Lynn Haven WFLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and one. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it to the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN.
Northwest Florida.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Now. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Right here at 5 o'clock on this Thursday, and we're pumped up and ready to go on this chilly day in the Panhandle. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you joined us today. You made it through Thursday. You know what that means. We got one more day until the weekend, baby. We can look for the snow to come Saturday night, early into Sunday morning, so make sure you stay off the roads because people in Florida cannot drive in the snow. We proved that last year.
And colder it gets, the better. Snuggle factor to 9.9 for Jeff.
There we go. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Either way, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. The line has been burning up. I'm going to go ahead and read some of these from the Red 7T's phone line. Paul Ritchie said that Charlie Ward, one of the greats from college football, and I agree with you, Paul. Yeah. That's so true. I didn't know if you knew this or not, but Lynn Haven Robb said Amp Lee is played at Chipley.
Oh, what?
How about that? So
that is awesome.
Yeah, so very good. And then one of the other callers said, what about LaDainian Tomlinson? I'll tell you what, he was a fantastic rusher.
At Texas Tech.
Texas Christian University.
Oh, TCU.
He played at TCU.
That's right. Yeah.
He sure did. He was fantastic. And then somebody else said that bringing up Jim Laurinaitis, I don't know how to spell it either. His dad was one of the Road Warriors from the WWE. He is a wrestling Hall of Famer. That's exactly right. You know, I thought he was going to go back and wrestle and follow his dad, but he did not. Yeah. He did it his own way, and that's good. But either way, we are going to go to the Red 7T's phone line. He's been patiently waiting. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
Paul, I'm glad to be on ESPN Radio 104.3. This Sports Blitz Blitz is the best show I've ever heard.
Thank you.
On 104.3, and you're doing a good job. What about Tim Brown as the greatest college football player?
You know,
what do you think about that?
I mean, you can't deny how dominant he was, even though he may not. I'm not sure about his stats as far as lining up and matching up with some of these greats that we've just talked about. But still, you can't deny the fact that how dominant he was in the games that he played, and how that most of the time, I think every time, he was probably the best player on the field when he was there. So, I mean, just dominant. And then even when he got to the NFL, he was the same dominant. I mean, he was just as dominant.
Yes, he was. Paul, I got a hot scoop for you.
All right.
You were talking about, come on, New York Giants fans. Where are you? You were talking about coming out of the woodwork. Well, get this, Paul. The rumor, or the talk is that John Harbaugh is going to sign with the New York Giants.
Yep, that is exactly what we were going to talk about starting the 5 o'clock hour, and you just broke it for us. Thank you so much, Mike. You're exactly right. John Harbaugh is in negotiations to be the next head football coach at the New York Giants.
I think he's going to be a good one. But it's also I don't think he's going to win right away. And I think New York is a media place where media is going to be the hardest on the Jets and the Giants. I just get a gut feeling that he's not going to win right away. So that's my thing. I'll call you tomorrow.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much for the call. You know, I don't know 100% if I agree with him on that either.
Yeah.
I really think that he's going to get Scatterboo back. He's got Jackson Dart, and it's also been announced, and I'm going to read it just to make sure that I read it correctly.
Yeah.
And Georgia fans will love this. Todd Monken is expected to join John Harbaugh's staff with the Giants as the next offensive coordinator. So there you go. So Todd Monken is supposed to follow John Harbaugh from the Ravens to the Giants. Now, let me ask you this. A lot of things was decided a long time ago during John Harbaugh's career at the Ravens, and that was one of the things that people disagreed with at the beginning, but he was very strong in, and that was Lamar Jackson being the guy they picked to play quarterback for them.
Yeah.
Now, do you consider Jackson Dart being a little bit like Lamar Jackson in the fact of that he can run the football? He's not as elusive, but he is a very athletic quarterback, and he does move in the pocket. The one thing that was a handicap for Lamar Jackson was the injuries. What has been the handicap of Jackson Dart to start his career? Injuries. So will John Harbaugh, with Jackson Dart, with Todd Monken, figure out how to help him play the quarterback position better? And is this an upgrade from Lamar Jackson, getting Jackson Dart, with him being able to be athletic, being able to move in the pocket? But is Jackson Dart a better thrower than Lamar Jackson? That would be one of the questions that I would have going into this. Your take?
He's no Lamar Jackson. Can he develop to be that? Probably not. They're just different types of players.
But
the Ravens have wide receivers.
Yeah, but he's not the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady stand in the pocket and throw either.
Yeah, obviously
he's
not.
He's more closer to Lamar Jackson than he is to the old school style of quarterback that stays in the pocket, though, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Will he be elusive as Lamar Jackson? Absolutely not. We may never see that again. Lamar Jackson is as elusive as a quarterback. Him and Mike Vick and Randall Cunningham, probably the two most elusive running style quarterbacks that we've ever seen. But I'm just saying, with that fact, is that he's a little closer to Lamar Jackson, but he is more of a thrower than he is a runner. So I'm just asking that part.
Yeah, I just think they're just different. And I've got to see Jackson Dart in person twice because my daughter, she's at Ole Miss. This is her 4th year. They went and played Tulsa, and I don't know, he just looked flat. He didn't look impressive to me. And then the next year, I got to see him against LSU, and they put up like 54 points on LSU, and I was pretty much impressed by the offense and his development. But I think that he's doing well with the Giants, but we're talking about a player who's really shown us a lot. And what did they win, 4 games this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
4 games. They could win 8 games next year with John Harbaugh as the coach. And I'm not saying that division's hard, but it ain't easy.
I don't know if this is going to shock you or not, but I actually think that with John Harbaugh coming in and looking at that defense and seeing what he's got Abdul Carter, he's got Thibodeau, he's got Dexter Lawrence. They're going to be scary good, and I might, you know what?
Can they sweep the Cowboys?
Wow, maybe. But I'm just telling you this right now. You know what? I'm teeter-tottering playoffs next year for the Giants, just with this guy coming in. He is that style of football coach. You know what? There's people that know how to coach, and there's people that know how to do certain things, and he's one of those guys. It's just like if Mike Tomlin were to go to the Atlanta Falcons, which I know he's not, but if he was, I think he's got a chance to go to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so that's what I think with John Harbaugh. I think those guys know how to win when they go there. Are they going to win next year? Maybe, maybe not. But I think he has a good. This is going to be. I'm not saying they're going to win championships, but I'm going to say for the Giants' sake, this is going to be a Kansas City Chief-esque style hire that the Philadelphia Eagles allowed Andy Reid to go to the Kansas City Chiefs and totally change the trajectory of Kansas City's football team and fans forever. And I think this is going to be one of those things too, because I think that's the direction that John Harbaugh can take. He's 63 years old, so he's got to do it quickly, is what I'm saying. So I don't think it's going to be, we're going to have to rebuild. I don't think that. I think he's going to do that. The number one thing he's going to do is going to get that defense flying around the football, which I think they can do. And if you look at the teams that are playing in the playoffs right now, you've got teams like Houston Texans, that their defense is flying around the football. You got the Seattle Seahawks, they're flying around the football. Those type of teams are the type of teams that John Harbaugh kind of can build. And so look out for the Giants next year. And do you agree with that or do you disagree?
I think 8-9 is about a proper gauge for the Giants. I mean, Commander's going to be back. I don't think, Commander's going to be back. Eagles is a wait and see. We got A.J. Brown. We know what's going to happen with that. And, of course, there's the draft. And the Giants, 2 and 3 years ago, I would listen to it, and the Giants fans were like, we won the draft. I'm like, look at who you drafted, guys. Y'all didn't win the draft. I'm like, look at all these other teams that did better than y'all. And they were very positive. And I think the losing kind of wore down on them. And then this last year, they weren't really talking up the draft all that much. But they've added players.
Yeah, they've added a lot of players.
Yeah. Scatterboo.
Yeah, don't be surprised, though, that if some of the Raven players come over, some of the free agents and that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So that would be something.
That's kind of strange.
Somebody said on the Red 17's phone line, I just hope that Jackson Dart listens to him, because if he doesn't, it'll be his own demise. And then the other thing he said is that the Giants organization has already screwed him up. So I don't know what that means. I'd like to know more about that.
But they're having fun. They look like a college team, the Giants did, when Scatterboo and Jackson Dart were having fun and went 4-13. And I know Scatterboo got hurt. I get that. But did you see them towards the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Dable got fired when he was, 2-7 or something like that? Yeah, but they were having fun. Yeah. It was like a college team.
Yeah, it was exciting. They allowed those, and then let me say this. You ready for this? This is something you haven't thought about, unless I'm just not picking your brain right. But I think I'm picking your brain right. You're going to go, wow, I forgot. Malik Neighbors comes back.
Oh, yeah. And here's the crazy part. So there's a morning show. It starts up, I think, at 5 o'clock in the morning and goes to like 7 o'clock. And it's Canty in the morning.
Yes.
And I wake up early, so I'll listen to them. And during the regular season, he was calling the Giants the Jets in blue. And I very disagree. I think they have triple the amount of talent that the Jets do. And they have a good franchise with a winning history. The Giants are never the Jets, and especially not right now.
No.
The Jets could add 2 players, and I still wouldn't think that they would get to 8-9. And yet I think that the Giants, right now as it stands, could be 8-9 easily.
Don't forget, you can call and be a part of this conversation, 850-215-6290. We don't necessarily have to talk about that, but anything you want to talk about as well, you can call in. And real quick, I want to do something about the microphone sponsor, Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair. They are your go-to for all of your diesel repair needs. There's a difference. It's not just, you can't just let anybody work on your diesels. They're a little bit different. They're a different deal. So 1504 East Highway 390, Lynn Haven. Don't forget, their motto is your ride, our pride. Those guys are awesome. Ty and those guys will take good care of you right over there at Humbert Diesel Auto Repair.
And anybody can try and sponsor the microphone, huh?
That is correct. Yep. Yeah. All you got to do is get in touch with us, and we will help you do that, and we'll partner with you and help you grow your audience, because thousands of people listen to the show on a daily and weekly basis. So it's a really good thing to do and be a part of. You know who else is a good thing to be a part of? AutoNation Ford in Panama City. Now, there is a big-time sale going on this weekend. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday is going to be Monday, and they're doing a great big sale on Saturday. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I know there's a certain radio host that might be on location going a little live for the AutoNation Ford in Panama City, 730 West 15th Street, right there by the railroad tracks. They've got 2 locations, a used car location and a new car location. So you can go check them out there. And I think there's a big time sale going on Saturday. But like I said, there's probably going to be a radio host there on Saturday. Come out and check out some cars and shake some hands and tell me how wrong I am with my picks. So there you go. I'm going to be there.
So if you have a dream of owning a new car, you go down
AutoNation Ford on Saturday. That's
drive home that day.
That's right. Now, yesterday we had Brandon on with Recommended Collision Center, and I'll tell you what, the aluminum deal that he was talking about yesterday, all these vehicles are made out of aluminum, and you've got to have all the right tools. And you know what? They do. And they've been trained on them, and they know how to fix your vehicle. So if your vehicle's been wrecked, maybe your insurance company wants you to send it to someone, I would tell you, Recommended Collision Center right there on Jinx Avenue. They'll get the car back to running the way that it was intended to. And those guys are trustworthy. They do great work, and they'll be honest, and they'll do what's right for you. So make sure you do that. Also, don't forget, Panama City Little League baseball, softball is still open and underway. They've got some stuff, too, though, that maybe you can't afford the registration. Well, you know what? Good thing. They've got grants to help you get signed up, and you can play for free. So there you go. So
I can play?
Not you. Yeah, you can help coach.
T-ball.
Yeah, you need a coach.
Oh, my days back when I played T-ball. No,
yeah,
I never played T-ball.
You led the league in home runs at T-ball. Jeffrey.
They put me in the batting cage and just left me in there.
Where's Jeffrey? I don't know.
He's in the cage.
He's not here. He's still working.
That crazy half Cajun in there.
So, yeah, go see ESPNPC.com and click on the Little League app, and you'll see it right there. You can sign up to be a coach, a volunteer, and as well sign up your kids to go play baseball. It's the same Little League that you watch on TV, the Williamsport. So make sure you do that. Sign up for that.
I coached baseball twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all lost, I bet. Losing record.
Oh, no. Believe it or not. Okay, let me think about that.
Jeff had illegal players.
We won the state title both years.
The first year, I was playing mind games with the kids. It was pretty fun. And we were very successful, actually. And then the second time, I was at a different place. Because the first one was in Baton Rouge, and the second one was in Metairie, Louisiana.
Yeah, you got recruited. They recruited him from Baton Rouge to Metairie.
And the problem with the Metairie one, I had to watch my language. And one time I went to go say something, and I stopped, and all the kids said, ooh, we knew what you were going to say. Oh. And I was like, oh, my goodness, these kids know too much.
Yeah. I guarantee you we don't want to bring Jeffrey around the kiddos.
No, not anymore.
The kitchen mouth is not good.
No,
the language is probably not great. But either way, make sure you go get those kids signed up for that.
Yeah.
And they've extended the sign up for this year's baseball season. You say, well, it's cold right now. Yeah, it is cold right now. But they are not going to start until March. So there you go. It'll be nice and hot and warm, ready to go to play some baseball, softball, and t-ball like Jeff whenever he was a little kid hitting home runs.
And is this the league that your son is at?
No, my son plays travel ball. He plays
travel
different,
ball.
Yeah, a different deal. So, but yeah, I've umpired some of their games, and it's really good. It's they get out there and teach them the basics, and so that's a good thing. And baseball is that type of game it's a life game because you're not always going to be. You're going to be on a team. You got a coach, and you have to depend on others. You can't throw the ball to yourself. You know what I mean? And you can't just hit a home run and win the game because usually the game's not going to be 1-0. So you depend on other people. So it's like working at a place just like me and you. I depend on you. I depend on Bone Crusher to make us sound good. So there you go.
Somebody's got to feed the pitching machine and send some balls at you so you can get some batting practice.
That's right. So either way, we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we are going to discuss a little surprising stuff for you. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
This is Touchstone service. The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290.
This just in.
Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday evening. As we head into tonight, clear skies and a low of 35 with a light wind out of the north at 6 miles per hour. For tomorrow morning, sunshine and a temp near 55. In the afternoon and evening, partly sunny and a high around 62. For Saturday, light rain and a high of 63. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 2.99% APR on a new Camry. Named Best New Model by Kelly Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 2.99% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offer ends February 2nd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Pound the like and crush the subscribe. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is live on YouTube. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for all things sports in the Panhandle. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Call in. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But I do want to tell you, Saturday, January the 17th, we've got 3:30 Bills at Broncos, and then at 7 o'clock, 49ers at Seahawks, right here on 104.3 ESPN. And then Sunday, 2 o'clock, Texans at Patriots, Rams at the Bears at 5:30. So make sure that if you're riding around town listening, you listen to those games because I believe those are going to be tough ones. Now, we've talked about John Harbaugh. We haven't talked about the portal as much as I know we talk about it a lot, but I saw some stuff and I'm just curious to see what you think about it. Did we talk about yesterday? I know we talked about how Dante Moore was going to stay. Mm-hmm. And now we're talking about Dylan Raiola is going to be there. Now, he broke his fibula. So I'm not sure if he's going to be ready for the year or not. But either way, he's basically given up a year to sit behind to learn. Yeah. Now, is that something that's going to benefit him? Because when you look at Dylan Raiola, he come in as a freshman, he started, he looked good at times. And when I say look good, I mean he looked like he knew what he was doing. He was 18, 19-year-old kid coming in playing, looking like Patty Mahomes out there. But realistically, is that something that's good for him to do, sit, learn the offense? They're going to have a new offensive coordinator this year because Will Stein's leaving, going to UK, Kentucky. And, you know, that's a big deal because I'm not so sure if a lot of people are going to do that.
There's no replacement for experience. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say that. College is probably more important than the NFL as far as getting experience underneath your belt.
The portal window closes tomorrow.
Yeah.
You've got several people, which this is what...
Actually, I think it closes on Saturday.
It's the 16th.
Oh, it's the 16th?
Okay, but if you're in the playoffs, you get 5 extra days from when you left the playoff. So Miami's window and Indiana's window is longer than everybody else's. Oregon's window is longer, and also Ole Miss's windows.
Now it opens back up in May.
Right.
The first week of May.
But what's crazy is like, for example, and I know we talk about him a lot, and we're gonna discuss it. DJ Lagway committed to Baylor, but he didn't sign with Baylor yet. But he still is going to other places and visiting after he's committed to Baylor. And so that's what's crazy to me. That's really the whole thing for me that's crazy because you got people that are committed. Hollywood Smothers, the running back from North Carolina State, committed to Alabama, went on a visit to Texas, flipped his commitment, and signed with Texas.
Wow.
Cam Coleman came to Alabama when Alabama lost to Texas in basketball, which how crazy of that could that happen? He leaves Alabama, goes to Texas, signs with Texas. But to get back to it, if a quarterback or whoever, college football player, is in the portal, commits, he can flip his commitment and sign because until he signs, it doesn't really matter. So really commitment is just a verbal, like the old school verbal, until they sign the paperwork.
Yeah.
And then it was also reported that Lagway was paid by Florida State $250,000 to come just to come, not even to sign or commit or anything, just to come.
Can the school uncommit as well?
Yeah, they can rescind the offer.
They can rescind their offer. But
if it's in paper, then you're liable.
Yeah, you could get sued with that. So it's but you know, even with all of that, the NCAA has allowed it to kind of be this
free for
all kind of, you can do what you want to do right now, and it's okay. And that's why at the end of all the college football games you see these coaches, and I would not be surprised if you were assigned players after the game on the other team. You've got coaches that are assigned to go tell them, good game, hey, we'll offer you $5 million next year. Hey, we'll offer you $2 million next year. Hey, coach wants you for $1 million next year. What? You don't think they're doing that? You've bumped your head if you don't think they've done that. And you know what?
And there's not even a note like in their handshake or anything like that because they don't want nothing in paper.
No.
They want no proof of it. Oh, that's just hearsay.
Because that's tampering.
Yeah, it's tampering.
But you're telling me it's not going on? Absolutely. If you look at it, Keelan Russell from Alabama, whenever they played LSU, one of their no, it was South Carolina. One of their coaches dapped him up, hugged him up, and all of a sudden you saw Kalen DeBoer see it. He stopped in his tracks, went right over
to the kid and
grabbed him, shook the coach's hands, and whispered something to him. And
Georgia did something.
He said, "I got you, coach."
Georgia did something with a player too.
Yeah,
I don't know I don't think it was Alabama though. Maybe it was Ole Miss. I don't know. Yeah, they've done stuff too.
Well, I'm just telling you, like, the portal is crazy right now. And, I have been talking to one of our friends from the show, Chris Hobzilla, and he had talked about how that the Gators were trying to get, more of their players, but it still seems to me like they're still getting the players from Georgia Tech and some of the players
Tulane.
Tulane as well. So, that's going to be an interesting topic of discussion. But either way, I just wanted to bring that up because when you look at the portal, it's really something we've never seen before. And whether we like it or not, it's not going anywhere.
The government will get involved at some point.
And see, like, for me, I think, and this is not a political show whatsoever, but I will say a guy like Trump, because he's going to go to the college football playoff game, he's going to be there. To me, he's going to have to be the one that steps in and does something about it. Maybe, meets with the college football committee or something, because he does have an interest in it and he always talks about it. But I just, I wonder about if he's going to do it. That was, one of the things. And, I guess with how he acts and how he is, I wonder if he's going to be the one that says, boom, it's got to be
antitrust. Fixed. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, antitrust, get some kind of cap, because we got a $40 million Texas team that is going to be on the field next year.
Allegedly.
But I mean,
and I was talking to a Buckeye guy today.
Yeah.
And he said that Oregon paid more money for their team than Ohio State did this past year. And I was like, really? Wow. I didn't know that.
Now, Ohio State, the year they won it, they were the highest team on the whole college football. So, but I don't, I mean? I don't know who it was this year. I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
But Texas going all in. They're the ones. They're trying to be all in for a championship.
They got the money. They got the Fortune 500 companies. Got the oil money.
Yeah, but Texas Tech, they spend a lot of money too.
Yeah, but they don't have the money like the Longhorns
and
do.
A&M don't either.
They, I don't even know if they're top 10. A&M is, as far as like money really flowing around, and especially they love football. But Texas is like unreal. I mean, it really is. If they aren't number one, they're number two, as far as like just having money laying around and people wanting to put towards football.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to the Red 17s. We got Arnold on the line. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm frigid here in South Alabama. But, I was wondering about this portal thing, too. The same principles applied like when I was dating in high school. You had to win the mama and daddy before the girl would be putty in your hand. However, you can imagine that their mama goes to the tanning salon and somebody's paid for that. Or she goes and gets a full boat, pedicure, nails, hair, fried, dyed, laid to the side. All of that's paid for courtesy of, I'm going to use Jeff, LSU.
Yes.
And then the dad goes out there and mysteriously has a brand new Terry Bass boat with a 150 Merc on the back of it, and he's ready to pull that baby down to the lake and fish all day, courtesy of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Don't think that don't happen. I know it does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's been happening. It happened before, and it's happening now for sure. But now they're starting to have these agents that are getting involved, and they're calling for more money. They're calling for more of the other stuff for the business as well. So, you throw in a car from the local dealership, you throw in tickets for my mom and dad to go see, if you're close or if they're somewhere to go see a professional game.
Y'all have a good day. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. But I mean, that's something else that you add into it. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the fact that he said about the girlfriend.
Is that true, Jeff?
Well,
do you get the parents in your favor first?
Let me tell you, when I was younger,
Yeah.
parents loved me.
All right.
But guess what? The girl didn't. I was a loser, man. I was too much of a nice guy. It's a true story, though.
The dad.
I was
mom
not.
loved
I was
you.
not a player. I wasn't telling the girls what they wanted to hear really so much. I was just a nice guy, and the parents all loved me. Every single parent loved me. All
They're
day
like,
long.
oh, he's an upstanding guy.
Oh, yeah,
He's
this guy,
I
you know.
trust you with my daughter.
Yes, I do. I trust you with my daughter because you're trustable.
Yeah.
And then
the
guess
daughter
what?
says, I don't want to go.
The
out.
girl's like, one date and we're done. It's not working out.
Oh, gosh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Well, and Bone Crusher was trying to say, do you still get the approval of the parents now? So that's like, no.
Well, the problem at my age, sometimes the parent isn't even still around. You know? I mean, let's be honest. You know?
Wow. But let's get back to the portal and not Jeff's dating career.
The stats.
The stats. This is not good.
Yeah, so,
Dating Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're going to get a call soon. T-ball Hall of Fame.
I got jokes.
T-ball Hall of Fame, dating Hall of Fame, dart throwing Hall of Fame, bowling Hall of Fame. I mean, we're going to be here for a while if we keep going this route. But either way, he's right. When you look at the portal, when you look at how it's set up, it's really set up for the family. It's not set up anymore for the athlete. This whole NIL, name, image, and likeness, you got to think. Think about something that happened at the beginning of the year. Arch Manning declined to be on the college football video game with EA Sports. Because of his image.
Yes.
He wanted to be paid to be on that more than everybody else.
Yeah, not the average.
Yeah, he didn't want the average pay.
Yeah.
And so you know what he did? He declined to be on it.
And he negotiated?
And he negotiated, but he still didn't. I don't think he still got on.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I still don't think he's on it. And so with that being said, now it's not name, image, and likeness.
No, it's not.
It's your brand. It's who you are. And
well, that is the image likeness.
Yeah, but
now we keep on translating it and saying it's performance.
Yes.
We're the ones that are getting it wrong. We're talking about stuff, and it's really not NIL is what we're talking about. We're talking about staying and playing and staying in one place for a whole season and everything. That's not name, image, likeness any longer.
No. And then that's why you can have a team like Miami offering Ty Simpson $6.5 million to come play football.
They're not really paying for his NIL.
No.
Not
They're
anymore.
paying him to come play football to win the games so they can get back to the championship.
You know what percentage of money it is just to sell somebody's jersey? It's nothing.
No.
Compared to everything else.
And the money that they're making due to that is definitely not.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
and you know,
way more.
People were whining about, Notre Dame made $5 million every playoff game last year. They made $20 million because they went to 4 playoff games. And everybody's whining and complaining. And with this new ACC deal, because Florida State and Clemson were saying, hey, we might leave. We don't like this deal because Wake Forest is making the same amount of money as us. And then what did Miami do this year? They keep all that money, all $20 million, because they made $5 million 4 times over. $20 million is going to the Hurricanes. They have the same deal that Notre Dame has, and they're not even in the Notre Dame's not in a conference, and Miami is.
Wow.
It's like, what's the benefit of being in the ACC any longer?
That
It's
makes
not
you
much.
wonder. Yeah, that's just silly when you think of it. Yeah, it's like, wow.
The ACC is an independent, a bunch of independents together, just playing each other, and they'll be playing all of them but 4. The whole conference will be playing 9 games next year, except for 4 teams.
Well, that's crazy that we're talking about the ACC because we've got on the phone right now the man that can answer all of these questions for us. We've got none other than Coach Tommy Bowden. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. It might not be the answer you want, but I got one.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's an honor to have you. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I want to know what you think about this whole NIL. I want to know what you think about where it is in this modern day football.
You're You're kind of cutting out on me. Can you hear me? Because your connection's not good.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me now? We may have to just call him back, Bone Crusher. Yep, we're gonna.
I can hear you. I can hear you now, but I didn't hear the question at all.
Okay.
Cut it in now.
All right, Coach. So with the way this NIL is set up in this modern day football, how do you think, number one, it affects the fans, the coaches, and the players? Because obviously everybody's got an opinion about it, but you know firsthand about all of it.
Okay, now you cut up again on. I understand the question, but you want me to try to answer it, and if you can't hear the answer, just
yes, sir.
Try it again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I were a king for a day, this is how I would handle this NIL. This is the analysis, a common sense analysis that I would use, because it is totally screwed up. The transfer portal and the NIL. Marriage is right now between two people. Divorce rate's over 50%. Two people can't come to any kind of conclusions. Then you take the college football playoff committee, 12 people, 9 administrators, 3 coaches. We should have had, a simple fact, find the 12 best teams. Ole Miss should have been playing Notre Dame. Oregon should have been playing Vanderbilt. Everybody in the nation knew it, but you see what 12 people screwed up. Then you go a little bit higher, NIL and transfer portal. It's as messed up, as confusing as anything possible. 136 administrators. There's about 136 Division I-A teams. And look how much they have messed up NIL and transfer portal. The more people making decisions, the more people get screwed up. Men's playing in women's sports. You got 400 and some House people. You got 100 senators, 500 some people, and they can't determine between the man and the women playing against each other. The solution, if I were king for a day, pick one person. One person making decisions, and that's it. For example, God. He doesn't mess up. Got a perfect world, a human body. I mean, God's done a great job, but he doesn't argue with anybody. He makes all decisions.
That's right.
Therefore, pick God with a small g, Nick Saban. Mm-hmm. And let Nick handle it, Nick. He can handle it. But the more people you got involved with the decision, the more messed up it's going to get. And that's in all those situations, you got a bunch of people trying to make it, and we need to go to a war. You say, hey, Nick, would you get this thing squared away for us? Orb and Meyer, one of the two. I don't know if how well they work together or know each other, but I'd pick Coach Saban, answer it. And he's got great answers. I've heard his answers, and it's a shame that somebody can't figure out to do that.
Do you think it's because of the money that they can't, or the egos that they don't want to give it up to one person?
Yeah, I think it's the ego thing, admitting defeat, admitting they can't figure it out. Because if you remember, the original NIL and the conversation went to the Supreme Court, where we got the NCAA think tank. These are college presidents. These are ex-lawyers. These are smart CEOs. They're head of corporations. They could not see a 9-0 verdict hand down from the Supreme Court. They didn't have the foresight. So I think it's more egos. Because they messed up. They'll never admit it. 12-man committee messed up. They admit it. The Senate and the House up in D.C. messed up. So I think it's all, like you said, give it to him. I think he would do it if he was approached the right way. Give him a staff of some helpers, 5 or 6 helpers to accumulate data and all that stuff. But I think it's not money, because I think the attendance and the TV market and the attendance at games continues to skyrocket. But we better get our hand on the NIL and portal, or I think it's going to mess up a lot of things in college football.
Yes, sir. I believe you're right. We're talking with Coach Tommy Bowden right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coach, let me ask you this. This is something that I really want to hear your opinion about. It's something that we really talk about on the show a lot, and it's the inability of the development of players now, where it's this win now, this microwave society that we live in, and then when they get to the NFL, Now you see players such as like we saw this past year with Phillip Rivers having to come play quarterback because realistically the kids that were there in the quarterback room just wasn't good enough to get them to where they needed to be.
Yeah, now you cut out for about 10 seconds, so I think you're talking about development and how that hurts development of players. Is that kind of what your question is going to be?
Yes, sir. It's the lack of development in the college game and this win-now mentality is hurting the game.
Yeah, well, it is to a certain extent because you got to remember when, like Kurt Cinetti, the players he gets, somebody's developed them for 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
They're pretty good players. Now he's polishing. They're kind of like uncut diamonds, and he's putting the finishing touches and making the turning cut on a polished product. But it's kind of like AAA in basketball, football, baseball. You know, somebody's developing, and then they go to the majors. So these players are getting developed. Unfortunately, it's Division I AA, the Woffords, and some of the group of 5, the bottom half of the Division I A, they're developing for other teams. The Sharks up at the top, the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12. The group of 5 is just, they're developing. So they're getting them developed. It's just they don't have to pay for it. Somebody else is paying for it and developing the players. The University of Louisiana Monroe's, the Akrons, the Western Michigans, and all the directional schools, and they're putting a pretty good product in. James Madison's, and of course James Madison is now 1A, but when Kurt was there, they weren't.
Right.
So those teams they're getting a developed product because a lot of these players you're talking about are going to these group of 4, the Power 4 schools, and they're productive immediately. And so, but the people you hurt for is the high school players.
Yeah.
People don't have the patience to wait on them and develop them like you're talking about. Dabo was great at it and a great recruiter of the high school kid, and then home with the mom and the dad. That was his specialty. He was perfect for it and developed them. And then all of a sudden, he finally broke. You better go to the portal and let somebody else develop them.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Coach Tommy Bowden here with us, and let me get you one more question before we have to go to our next break. Coach, we see this Indiana team. We see how they manhandled Alabama. We see how they manhandled Oregon. Now they're playing against a different style team in Miami. With your expertise and knowing football like you do you think Miami has a chance against this team? And if so, what do you think is the keys for Miami to maybe pull off this upset?
I think they're going to have a really good performance by Carson Beck. The Carson Beck's last drive versus Ole Miss was Heisman-like. So in his career, he had a couple of bad games early, but he has the potential to be a Mendoza. But Mendoza has never had bad games. He hasn't had any. Okay, then you think about turnovers. Both of them are tied in turnover ratio, 1.4, 1.4. That's usually a key factor. Rushing games, which team can run the ball better? Indiana's about maybe, I think, 80 yards better rushing per game. But I think Indiana, I haven't seen them play a bad game. Yeah. I really haven't in 2 years since Cignetti's been there. They're playing with it. Now, I know Miami's playing with a chip on their shoulder and a hard edge, but Indiana, the worst team in the history of college football, has got a bigger hard edge and a bigger chip on their shoulder than what Miami has. So I just think all the indicators. I think if you take one statistic in college football that correlates with a national champion, it's scoring defense. Indiana's number 2. Ohio State was number 1. Indiana's number 2. Now, Miami's number 4. I think they're giving up 14. Indiana's giving up 11. But Indiana has the defense to throttle Miami, and their run defense is really, really good. And they run the ball better, like I said, maybe 80 yards more per game than what Miami does. So I think all the indicators are Indiana. Not only tangible data, but intangible I think.
Yeah.
And then we got a little family tie-in with Signetti's, where Kurt's dad was my father's offensive coordinator. He was my coach as an offensive coordinator, and I was a young GA under him for a couple of years. So we got a dog in the Bowdens have a dog in the hunt, but I think all the indicators point toward Indiana.
All right. Well, we sure do appreciate you calling in, and the knowledge that you had was just fantastic. I agree with you on everything that you said. We appreciate you calling in, and hopefully we can get you in maybe next week and give us the lowdown. A lot of these Miami fans, though, around here are thinking that the upset is going to happen.
It's possible, but they smoke a lot of marijuana down there. You know that, don't you? That's
yes,
my bad. I don't know much about it, but just from coaching, that age. Hey, let's wrap it. We can talk maybe next week and see if we can get a better connection. We'll end our conversation.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Coach Tommy Bowden, everybody.
Have a good week.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit about what Coach was saying. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Killing the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of 70% of the Alabama fan base,
feel the burn.
We want a damn divorce.
The Red 7T studio line.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has not turned the ball over.
Killing the game.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you, and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorrento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
The College Football Playoff National Championship. The magical run by the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes continues.
There's no bad play, no bad call, no injury that we can't overcome.
But they faced a top-ranked and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
All I can say is go IU and
Coverage starts Monday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your put-downs, smackdowns, and shutdowns.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
It's a Trash Talk Thursday on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for NFL football on Saturday. Bills at Broncos at 3:30, 49ers at Seahawks at 7 at the nightcap. And this is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We can't do what we do without these great, wonderful sponsors. The microphone sponsor today is Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair, AutoNation Ford in Panama City. Go check them out. Recommended Collision Center on Jinx Avenue. Check them out. And also, don't forget to sign up your kids for the Panama City Little League baseball and softball and t-ball as well. So either way, man, just a plethora of knowledge from Coach Tommy Bowden, giving us his opinion about the portal, giving us his opinion about the Indiana game. Just fantastic. I mean, just fantastic. He's sharp as a tack still. And you said he was, what, 71 years old? 71 years old. Still.
Never been fired. He stepped down at Clemson.
Yeah.
After, I think, like 9 years.
71 years old, still sharp as a tack, still doing the thing, doing great. The fact of the matter is that he is exactly right. They need one person in charge with a team to handle it. There's no other person that can handle it better than Nick Saban. He's got the pulse of the game. You know why? And you're laughing, and I get it.
No, I thought of a word for one person who's running the whole show, because Trump will assign somebody, and it'll be called the college football czar.
Yeah.
It'll be a dictator.
Yeah.
And that's what some people don't like that name.
No, they don't like it, but it needs to happen. And the thing is that with Saban, the reason why he left Alabama was he saw it coming.
He was changed.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like that. He didn't like the direction it was going, and he knew that the NCAA was not doing the things that they needed to do to safeguard the game. And now we've got this free-for-all that we're calling the NIL, that we're calling the portal, that we're calling, the open window and all this stuff. That it's really not. It's tampering upon tampering upon tampering, and it's the highest bidder wins. And that's what you get for the most part. Obviously, you got teams like Indiana that's trying to do it the old school way, and it seems to be working for him right now. But it's going to take one bad injury, one bad quarterback, something not to work, because everybody thought that, say, for example, and I'm going to throw this name out there, that DJ Uiagalelei at Clemson was going to be the win-all, take-all, and then, boom, it didn't work. So what if the next quarterback that Cignetti gets doesn't work? And you can't win in college football without a good quarterback, period. You can't. So either way, I think he made some very good points, and I agreed with him all the way up until he said that Indiana is going to beat Miami, I think. I'm not sure. You still feeling really confident in your Indiana pick, right?
Yeah, I'm not backing
even after hearing Coach Tommy Bowden kind of reaffirm you. Now you know that Indiana, and he's been a football coach for how many years? How many years did he coach?
He was all these wide receiver coach and all these different position coaches, and then he got to be only 2 years at Tulane. But in his second year, he went completely undefeated, won the Conference USA. And I remember this because I had a friend of mine, don't laugh, he was a cheerleader for Tulane, and they went 12-0, right? And then they went to Hawaii and played the Aloha Bowl. And
was that against Colt Brennan and those guys?
BYU. They played BYU in the Aloha Bowl. And I don't remember who was playing for BYU at the time, but, they had a good team. And Tulane beat them, and everybody was kind of like, oh, wow, they finished undefeated. So not only is I think he's from West Virginia, just like Saban is, and he's had an undefeated season. So he's only 2 years at Tulane, and then, boom, he got the big job over Clemson.
Yeah.
And they had been waiting for their Messiah to come back because, let's be honest, it had been since 1980 since they had won a title.
Yeah.
And he lasted there, and then, mid-season one year, he just hung it up.
Yeah.
He resigned because he was like, well, I'm just not getting it done, and, is amicable.
Yeah.
So he wasn't fired ever.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. That doesn't happen.
I'm surprised that he didn't go somewhere else after that, though. Because he was when I say mid-season, he was 3-3 that year when he resigned. And
pretty fantastic. Yeah, we're out of time, so we let your talk end it. That's fine. You're good. Either way, we had a great day today. Don't forget, tomorrow, got some guests in-house tomorrow. You don't want to miss the show. Thanks for listening today. Have a great night, everybody.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The AFC divisional round matchup features the Buffalo Bills at the top-seeded Denver Broncos. Denver comes in rested and ready to go after a first-round bye and boasting a ferocious pass rush that has generated the 5th most sacks in NFL